Hi, I'm Darcy Priester, an Instructional Technology Resource Teacher. In this video series, I spotlight EdTech tools and how you can integrate them effectively into your classes.
Hi, and welcome back to a new episode of Tech Tuesday. In this episode, I'm delivering on a promise I made back in episode 11 and talking about Google MyMaps. I'm so excited to share this very versatile tool and how you can not only navigate it, but create activities too. So let's jump in. When I say Google MyMaps, I definitely don't mean Google Maps. MyMaps is an entirely different app that can be edited to include text, videos, photos, and more, allowing both teachers and students to create customized maps to include content. You can access MyMaps in one of two ways. The first way is to go through Google Drive. Click on New, More, and then select Google MyMaps. The second way is through the URL. Go to mymaps.google.com. On the main MyMaps page, you can see that I have several maps already created and can click on any to view or edit. To create a new map, click on the button labeled Create a New Map. Let's take a look at some of the features by looking at an already created map. On the left side, you can give the map a name, add layers, share the map with others, and preview the map to make sure everything is set up the way you want. Underneath this is the area where you see the points created on the map. As I scroll over each name, you can see the point light up on the map. You can also have layers, which allows you to break up the points of the map, and instead of viewing all of it, just view specific points. This would make for an interesting timeline. Next, I can change what the map itself looks like by clicking on Base Map and changing it from this very map-looking view to the satellite view or the terrain view. Let's move to the toolbar now. I'll switch to a map I just created so you can see how these tools work. To find specific locations, type the location into the search bar. You will then be moved to that location. If you double-click, you can zoom in on that location. Next are the undo and redo buttons. The hand icon allows you to select items and move around the map. This balloon-looking icon is the marker and is used for adding additional items to the map. You can click anywhere on the map and add a location. The next icon is the line tool, and this can be used to create a line connecting two or more places, or to create a shape to make different areas on the map. Next, you can add directions from one point to another on the map. Finally, the ruler icon can be used to measure distances in areas. When you click this icon, you can measure the distance from one point to another, seeing in miles how far each point is away from the other. Click once on the first point to start. If you click once on the second point, it will give you a continuation of the line to find another point. If you double-click, it will set the point. After you've searched for a location, you can find out more information by clicking on the marker, which will open a banner with details from Google Maps, including a website to visit or the ability to view in Google Maps. You can add this location to your own MyMap by clicking on Add to Map. Now you can add a name for the location and a description. You can also use the description area as a way to share URL links or give students a task to complete. You can also add images to this marker by adding your own or doing a Google image search. If you click on More, you can also see the two options to add a video to the description area by either doing a search on YouTube or adding a URL from a YouTube video. When you're done adding to the marker, click Save. Now the marker is set, but you can continue to add some more information to this marker. You'll notice the coordinates in the lower left corner of the banner. You could also have students use the search bar to locate different coordinates and give them clues as to where you want them to go. Now, let's look at the additional icons. When you click on the paint bucket, this allows you to change the color of the marker or change the marker to an icon to indicate what type of location the marker is representing. You can choose from one of the popular icons listed or click on More Icons to see other icons in a variety of categories. You can also click Custom Icon to upload your own. Next, by clicking on the pencil icon, you can edit the title or description. The next two icons are repeats and allow me another place to either add an image or video or add directions. Finally, by clicking on the trash can icon, you will delete the marker saved on the map. Remember that shape I made earlier? When I click on it, the banner comes up and I can see that it has measured the number of square miles and the number of miles that are within this shape. You can also add more details just like I did with the marker, adding color, a name and description, image, or video. This is great for determining area and perimeter. Or you could create different zones. Now that you know the basics of how Google My Maps works, let's switch gears and talk about how to include this tool in your content area. One way is to have students label places they are studying and create a virtual tour. If this is for a history class, they can label historical places or events and add in information they have researched, providing links to related websites or videos. If this is an English class, have students label places talked about in the book and summarize what happens there, or use it as an extension activity to learn more about that place and relate it back to the book. You could also use the map as a way to introduce a concept and use it for a conversation starter or warm-up. You can zoom in on a certain area using the satellite view and have students guess the location, zooming out with each guess. Or you might be creating a unit that relates to an actual person or to a specific region and can have students learn more about it by viewing information on the map, using it as a pre-reading strategy or the engagement activity for a hyperdoc. Perhaps you have data in a spreadsheet that you would like to import to a map. You can do that too. You can do this when you create a new map or add a layer to an existing map. Under the title of that layer, you'll see a link to import. You can import data from your computer or from an existing file on Drive. But one of my favorite ideas is to use this for gamification. You can build in activities for students to complete as they work their way across the country, earning badges and working on activities either individually or as a group or both. In the episode notes, I have a link to a spreadsheet that shows a variety of activities that you can do with your students to give you more ideas. Once you have a finished Google My Map, you can use it outside of this site too. First, you can search for and organize your My Maps within Google Drive, just like you do with other Google documents. To share the map with students or colleagues, click the Share button on the side navigation. Toggle Enable Link Sharing to On and copy the URL link. You can then send this in a chat or post to your LMS. To see the permissions for who can view or edit the file, click on the Drive Sharing button. Either type in the specific people you want to share the file with, or under Get Link, click on Change and decide who the file can be shared with and if they can view or edit, and then copy and paste the URL link. Or embed the map into your LMS or another website. I don't know if this will work with your LMS, but it did work with Canvas. In the side navigation next to the name of the map, click on the three dots and select Embed on my site. In Canvas, I created a new page and clicked on the HTML button underneath the Rich Content Editor. Then I selected raw HTML and pasted the embed code. When you click on the HTML button again to return to the Rich Content Editor view, the map appears. You can also view your map in Google Earth. Export the map as a keyhole markup language or KML file format. In the side navigation next to the name on the map, click on the three dots and select Export to KML/KMZ. You can then open this file in the Projects area of Google Earth. Click on the Projects icon and select Open. You can then import the file from either Google Drive or your computer. There are lots of things that you can do with Google My Maps. I hope you'll leave a comment below and let me know how you plan to use this tool in the future, or leave ideas to inspire others. All of the resources mentioned in today's episode will be available in the episode notes on Wakelet. This link will be below in the description area. Thanks for joining me this week, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell so you can get notifications of when I have new videos available. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up or share it with a friend. I'll see you in 2 weeks for the next episode of Tech Tuesday.